comfortable with the beers and everything, but we are gonna get up and interact, if that's okay with you. So maybe let's get rid of this table and with all the precious computers and try to get rid of the chairs to the sides because we need this middle space altogether. So this side for the artists, the creators. And if you say, no, I don't really get anything of those artists and creators, I'm an activist, I'm a campaigner, I know how to organize stuff, please join on this side. If you're on this end, it says, great guys, I get your point, I'm all for it, you are on the right track, and I'm maybe in for it as well. And if you are on this side, it will be, I'm not really convinced. I mean, maybe there are more important things to do than this. Is there any concerns that you really want to address early on?
I think it's also very time-consuming, this activism. Which is kind of hesitating to put me in this corner.
And actually, I feel more like one of those people that are waiting to see some action. Actually,
activists over there, do you relate to this?
No, but what I see in also in mobilizing people, it's small steps, and the way to build a movement is actually, well, there's a few rules. It should be fun to do, so make sure it's fun and it's not like a tough job and you don't drink beer afterwards. But it's also experiencing success, and if you start with small actions, small campaigns, but also targets that are really easy to get, then as soon as you get success, a lot of people get affected by the activism disease, and they want to have more successes and more successes.
I started out as on that side, in your corner, as a musician mainly, songwriter, and at some point I started to rediscover my role as an artist. I became more aware of what the state the world is in, and I discovered all these oil companies funding all kinds of stuff and having their fingers and everything. And so I slowly grew into the role of an activist, and I could see that I can use my art to influence other people and to change things.
Bertolt Brecht, the playwright, has a nice quote. He says, "Art is not a mirror to change society, it is a hammer with which to break it, shape it, smash it, whatever."
I'm actually kind of new to this. I guess like till a few months ago I wasn't, or maybe a year ago, I wasn't very much aware of it. And I'm still like, to be honest, like a little bit in a dilemma position whether if tomorrow somebody asks me, hey, you want to be part of an exhibition of the eye, whether I say no, but but it's yeah.
Okay, a quick second spectrum line. This is going to be easier. It's just one line. If you are on that side, say, okay, let's go and make life a bit difficult for these corporate brands and the respectability of those institutions. Let's shake things and spice things a little bit. If you're on the other side, you would be saying, well, let's engage in a meaningful, diplomatic conversation with these institutions. We are respectable artists, they are respectable institutions. Surely they are going to listen to us. Let's not go and mess things up. Let's take things like step by step and respectfully. I would still like to hear what kind of engagement we can create with these institutions.
I mean, what we see is that in the history of art in general, these institutions, the powerful institutions, have always financed art. So somehow we need to find a way in which we or artists, I'm not an artist, but creative in general, can find the opportunity to create this census and to visualize it, aestheticize it, to make people aware of it. We should make it difficult, but strategically thinking, it's this institution made it possible. So how do we break this spiral? That's maybe a debate, you know, but we could not burn it down, otherwise we would not do this action. So actually we could, And then we will have a different type of situation. Then art aesthetics is different. Then it's street fight. And that's a different thing to do. And we can do that, it's an option, but it's a different option.
The task of this campaign and other campaigns, as was also a part of the presentation, in a more broader societal sense, is to sort of stigmatize the fossil fuel industry and to change the culture around them, to make them not socially acceptable.
No, if we sit in front of the director of the Van Gogh Museum, we say, we don't want you to accept money from Shell. And they say, okay, who are you? Who are you to tell this to me? You don't, there's no power. You have to create your own power. You have to make yourself powerful by actually being annoying to them. That's like the easiest thing you can do if you're a small group of people.
I think there doesn't have to be this either or opposition. If you have an offer to participate in an exhibition, or like as you said, in a video project at the Eye, I mean, personally, I say, please do and consider making something about Shell or an environmental issue.
Well, I'm in academia, so I'm not sure if I can count myself as a creative, but one interesting thing is I have a student who is currently working about stigmatization, but about the stigmatization of activists, actually. Which is also an interesting point, because sometimes I think if the confrontation is not done in a smart way, we risk the opposite.
I want you to create pairs, preferably with someone you haven't spoken yet.
Yes.
I want you to do a little bit of role play. If you are on this side, try to put yourself in the mindset of, you know, isn't it a good thing that Shell is actually, you know, using a little tiny fraction of their dirty money for a good cause? I mean, what do you want? And imagine on the other side you are trying to recruit for our next action.
We have even bigger problems. We stop using oil right away, so why not go on with the sponsorship?
I think these companies are very smart. They probably just invest in those kind of good causes like art and culture, which always looks good on paper.
What do you think will happen if they lose their money? Many companies in many
So there's like any number of sponsors that will line up.
their core business is like polluting the planet.
Also so much in research, wherever we do the translations, we are actually...
If you have your private museum, then you can do whatever you want. But this is like a state-run operation, and you have to be responsible in a broader sense.